The G20 Summit out here in the national capital went very peacefully. In fact, it was one of the most successful G20 chairmanship that has happened over the last 18 years since the G20 has come to the fore. But yes, there were a few moments that raised a bit of a security concern during the G20 Summit, which could eventually have meant that the entire G20 Summit could have been under the docks. But to the credit of the Delhi police and the security agencies operating out here in the national capital, each and every contingency was maintained. Today, what sources in the Delhi police has confirmed to CNN News 18 that a small altercation actually broke out between one of the Chinese delegates and the security officials who were present at the Taj Hotel during the G20 Summit. Now, as we all know that since the head of states was supposed to be traveling to the national capital to attend the G20 Summit, the entire New Delhi area was actually turned into a fortress, which meant that no one was allowed to get anywhere close to the NTMC area if at all they did not have a requisite job over there or did not have a resident of that entire area. But yes, this incident happened at the Taj Hotel, where one of the Chinese delegates who was supposed to stay at the Taj Hotel, when he reached the gates of the hotel, the security present at the spot asked him to get his bag through the X-ray machine, which, as we all know, is a very, very normal procedure. This procedure is a mandatory procedure and happens across all the five-star hotels or across all the secured places out here in the national capital, or in fact at all the public places out here in the national capital. But yes, the Chinese delegate went on record and said that he is not going to get himself checked or his bag checked through any of the security that is present at the Taj Hotel. Now, this became a point of altercation between the police officials, the senior police officials who were manning the Taj Hotel and the Chinese delegate who was present on the spot. This entire incident actually became a bone of contention. What happened post that is that there was a standoff that went on for a few hours, is what sources have confirmed to CNN News 18, where the senior officials of the Delhi police tried to convince the Chinese delegate that this is nothing, this is just a security procedure that needs to be followed. People from other countries, delegates from other countries are also residing in this hotel, and hence maintaining the security and law and order is the job of the Delhi police, and that is what they are trying to do. Providing security to the people who are present inside the hotel is the job of the hotel security staff, and that is what they are trying to do, and hence he should cooperate. But yes, the Chinese delegate had a big ego, is what the Delhi police sources have confirmed to CNN News 18, and he said that since he belongs to a nation like China, which is more powerful, which he deems as more powerful than other countries who are taking part in the G20 Summit, and hence it is an insult for him if the local agencies, if the local police of a state goes ahead and frisk him, and hence he refused to go ahead and get his baggage checked at the counter at the Taj Hotel. Now remember, this delegate was supposed to stay inside the Taj Hotel for the next 3 days. That is where his bookings were made by the Chinese embassy. But yes, since this altercation broke out, the delegate actually tried to inform his higher-ups and inform so that calls could be made to the Delhi police, through which he could get a bypass from this entire situation, and he could be allowed to go inside and check into his hotel without even being frisked. But yes, none of those calls got the kind of reciprocation that he had expected, and hence any of the calls that were made were of no use, and hence it was decided by the delegate himself that since there was so much altercation, and if at all he would now go inside and check into the hotel, it would be an insult to him, and hence he decided to go ahead and not check into that hotel at all, and hence went back and stayed at the Chinese embassy, where although there was no pre-required arrangement that was made, but since this was a last minute arrangement that needed to be made of the delegate, so this last minute arrangement was made at the Chinese embassy, and he was taken to the Chinese embassy, where he stayed for the next 3 days. Even after that, there still is no clarity as to what was inside that bag that the Chinese delegate did not want to get it checked. This is one of the biggest questions that needs to be answered, and since he enjoyed the diplomatic benefits, the Delhi police also had their hands tied, and they could have taken minimal action against him at that point in time, and hence his bag was not checked forcefully, even after the Delhi police had the suspicion that something untoward or something suspicious might be inside that bag. But since he was enjoying the diplomatic immunity, the Delhi police could not have done much, and hence after he was stopped, he was allowed to go back and stay at the Chinese embassy where he stayed for the next 3 days. But yes, the biggest question that still remains as to what was inside the bag that the Chinese delegate did not want to show to the Delhi police, did not want to come out, did not want to get frisked on an X-ray machine, which is the most normal and the most commonly used kind of security machine across the country. In fact, it is used at each and every public place out here in the national capital and across the country itself. So these are some of the questions that is being asked to the Chinese embassy at this point in time. We haven't received an official rebuttal on this story that has been broken by CNN News 18 from the Chinese embassy on that. What happened on that? The Chinese embassy version, the official version, has still not come out. But yes, what sources within the Delhi police had confirmed that there was a small altercation that had broken out, and it was just out of the ego of the delegate that he refused to go ahead and get his bag frisked by someone who is so low in the entire security barrage that has been made. Because remember, Delhi police had the job of the outermost layer of the security, the 5th layer of the security, and hence it was the Chinese delegate thought that it is below him that members of the Delhi police would go ahead and frisk him, and hence he refused them to do so.